Hi everyone, my name is Ann Goldsboro, and for my final presentation, I have chosen education as my social problem. I feel that this is important to me because I have worked for the largest public school district in the state of Nebraska for the last 21 and a half years, and that's Omaha Public Schools. My mom was a first grade teacher for Omaha Public Schools for approximately 45 years, and then she retired and went on to sub for a few years. So she's probably looking at 47 years total teaching. There are a lot of challenges that education faces today. There's education funding, keeping our schools safe, chronic absenteeism, effective discipline, supporting those students that are undocumented, seeing past the hype of new technologies, pushing back against privatization, and electing better lawmakers. I believe that when we elect better lawmakers, it's possible to get the funding put back into our schools instead of cutting it so deeply. One of the things that I remember working in a middle school during my employment with Omaha Public Schools is one year we had a budget surplus, and the teachers were able to buy things for their classrooms that they would normally not be able to purchase. And within 12 months, our budget was cut pretty significantly, and our teachers needed to start really supplying their own classrooms. And when the teachers' salaries aren't up to par, it's hard for them to be able to fund their own classrooms. We can't continue to take money from our kids and expect a good outcome. We can't afford to buy books and supplies. We are forced to cut staff and classroom staff at that. Our class sizes are getting bigger. Our teachers are losing their help in the classrooms because we're having to, fire, I guess, our paraprofessionals, secretaries, counselors, psychologists, and there's other positions that will leave the teachers with no support in their classrooms. Teachers in the schools with students who live below the poverty lines or come from a one-parent home, they need the support in the classroom because they have more of a tendency to have discipline issues, behavior issues, and learning disabilities. I have friends that are teachers, and they feel that they can't teach because they feel like they're just controlling a crowd or babysitting. More funding would lead to obviously more teachers, better educated teachers, more school staff, and students would feel safer with more adults. I also think that the money needs to be spent on metal detectors to keep our students safe. I don't believe that we need to give teachers a gun because that's not going to do anything. It could be even more dangerous if a student would happen to get a hold of it. Number one priority is recognizing the power that public schools have and funding those schools for our students. I did some research, and with regards to the undocumented students, there's a lot of anxiety for these kids right now because the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, is pressuring these kids to, you know, not have a good outlook. It's causing them anxiety when it comes to, you know, am I going to be able to graduate here? Will I get, you know, deported and have to leave, you know, this, what I've worked so hard for, my education? I know that it's easier said than done. I know that some people believe our money needs to go elsewhere right now, defense and all that. But I really do think that public education, and not charter schools, not vouchers, I don't think those are the answers either. I really believe in public education. And I think one of the theories that deals well with this is conflict theory, which states that society is held together by our shared values and collective identity, and also the ability of dominant groups to impose their will on subordinate groups. They don't work together, but try to convince everyone that everything is fair when it's completely the opposite. There are those that have, and there are those who do not have. And if you've ever wondered, looking at a child, you can tell those differences. I remember several times walking into my mom's classroom and being able to tell the kids who had and who didn't have. A lot that didn't have came from single family homes, or single parent homes rather. And it's very hard to see a child come to school dirty, hungry. You know, one of the things is also parent involvement. We have to get our parents involved in their education of their children. We have to get them involved. I don't know what the answer for this is, but I think that the first thing is we need better lawmakers. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and this class, and I wish all of you luck in your future endeavors.